Hello, I'm Middleton High School junior Daphne Joyce, and this is the first edition of Education Never Stops at MCPASD. These broadcasts will highlight the amazing work happening around our school district during the pandemic. Let's start off at Clark Street Community School. Clark Street Community School, Ms. Messer is working with her students on doing neighborhood tree surveys using several digital tools and physical scouting of neighborhoods for the next couple days. Of course, her instructional part is all over Zoom, but still getting all students involved in the community.
The purpose of the Planetary Health is Human Health Mini Unit is to help students understand the relationship between the health of the planet and the health of the humans living on it. There are two big ideas that I want them to understand, and one would be that we are living in this Anthropocene epoch, where humans are really an unchecked species on the planet, and we are using resources at a rate that is causing the next mass extinction. The second thing would be that groups of humans are experiencing the fallout because we're using these resources unevenly, differently, especially people of lower socioeconomic status or people of color. This leads to inequities related to access to clean water or air or soil, and those factors impact health and the quality of life for those folks. Students act as data scientists. That is their job in this mini unit. They begin by exploring the benefits of trees in different settings, urban, rural, and suburban settings, and learning about the air quality and water quality, soil quality connections related to trees. They learn about how trees can prevent heat islands from forming and can lower the chances of extreme heat impacts, impacting the health quality of people that are living in those places. Students do a physical survey of their own neighborhoods, so they go outside and they look at the kinds of trees and the amount of trees that they have in their neighborhoods and come up with a percentage of tree cover. And they extend that personal data with tools like the Tree Plotter Inventory, which is a free tool that tells you about trees around the state of Wisconsin. And then they use the Madison Tree Street Map that can tell you about Madison local neighborhoods and their tree distribution. Students bring that information back and they have conversations in Zoom, and they do in small breakouts where they talk about what they're seeing in their neighborhoods or talk about maybe what patterns they're seeing or what they're not seeing in their neighborhoods so that we know what direction to go to next. Once students have that personal neighborhood data, then they connect that to other areas around the state. And we look at the Wisconsin Department of Health Services heat indices. This is a website that shows the heat risk related to population density, socioeconomic factors, health and environmental factors, and other demographic information. And students are able to look at specific neighborhoods and to look at how each of those factors impacts the health risk related to extreme heat events. So students take all of that information and then they are practicing scientists as they review their evidence and they make a claim about that particular evidence, and then they have to defend that claim to each other in small groups, and they create a writing piece around that to help build their literacy skills. The best part of this unit for me is I've done the mini unit twice, and so far both times on the same day when we start talking about Milwaukee, we are using a tool, the Tree Plotter Inventory tool. And when we use that tool, it shows pretty big changes in the distribution of trees within Milwaukee as a city. Okay, and students see these differences and they want to talk about these differences and the differences in the amount of trees. And then this connects to green space access in general and food availability and healthcare. When they start talking about healthcare, they want to talk about quality of schools. They want to talk about access to quality housing. And that led to a conversation related to redlining and racism. We talked about indigenous people who have been inhabiting this land, long before we have, and we have these incredibly rich conversations. And we've only done this twice. So I'm pretty excited about each time we have had that day happen where we are looking at Milwaukee and looking at the Tree Plotter tool, the same sort of conversation lines have come up. So I think it's a really natural entry place into this conversation about inequities and planetary health and humans. So I hope that helps you understand a little bit about what's going on in my classroom right now down at Clark Street. Well, not really at Clark Street, but from a Clark Street teacher.
Over at Cromrie Middle School, the technology and engineering teachers are thinking out of the box and sending a desk kit to their students. The students will use technical reading and videos to learn how to assemble the desks. Let's hear from the project creators, Mr. Biddick and Mr. Dimple.
We recognize there is a need with With the Madison area, everybody working from home, there's a shortage of desks, and we wanted to incorporate our tech ed, be able to send home kits to build desks for these students.
So really throughout the whole project, we wanted to incorporate some of the things that we do in class, like technical reading, team building, collaboration, things like that. While those are all good things, what we really hope is that, the kids realize that we're here to help them, and, there's tools that we can provide them with to make learning in these tough times maybe just a little bit easier.
Families are super appreciative, and I think they recognize and appreciate the component of them having to work together and then them putting it together versus just getting a pre-made desk and getting it delivered. So the students will have the seats, they'll have the legs, and then they'll have the top, and they'll have to put it together. We've built kits kind of based off the IKEA concept, where everything's labeled and we have technical instructions. And through their technical reading and the videos that we've created, the students will assemble this.
So each bag has a colored label, and that label is attached to the desk somewhere, so that's where the students know that those fasteners are used or where they're used on the desk.
And the cool part about this desk is they can work sitting down, and then if they want to transform it to an area that they can read or work from their laptop like that, they're theirs forever, and hopefully they continue to study and learn throughout the years. Just like to give a big thanks to Mr. Ricks for letting us use our budget money and then able to send these home to kids.
This will do it for our first edition of Education Never Stops at MCPASD. How lucky is our school district to have such critical thinkers working together to keep learning going? Have a great day, everybody.
Oh, hey there. I found all the trees in my neighborhood, or at least on my street, and I'm gonna see if I can actually find them because I numbered them. That's the first tree, and I'm gonna go run to it. Okay, we're really out here at the first tree. And then we have tree number 2. Numbers 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 are all behind this house. 10, 11, 12, 13, somewhere over here. 14 has no leaves right now. 15, 16, 17, but I didn't realize that there were pine trees right there because I was on Google Maps and it didn't really show them. Wait, now I'm lost. Was that 17? 18? 19, 20, and 21. Right there. 22. I'm right here at the moment in this corner. So when you look at the map, that's the street right there. I'm kind of like in this area. It's 23, 24, 25, 26 are all like down the street. And then behind this house, there's a ton, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Oh gosh, I'm not gonna go in their backyard. I used to be able to go in there, but now I feel weird because I don't really know them anymore. Now we're going back up the street. Well, I see the ones in their backyard now. Here's number 32. There's one back there. A lot of trees in this yard. Like a lot in their backyard, but I'm not going in there. Oh god. Yeah, like lots. Now we're at my house. Number 54. Hella. Woo! Here are more trees. Not all of these are in my yard, but that's a tree. I love that tree. That's also another tree. How many trees do I have in my yard? Wow, very fancy. And that's all the trees in my, on my street. Alright, my name is Kai D. Rubis. Hope you enjoyed.